Okay.
Turn on the lights.
Could you flip on that light, please? This is my burger here.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want it?
Recording.
And here's the spicy cheese curds.
Spicy cheese curds.
Somebody wants to get curded.
Spicy cheese curds. All right, welcome everybody back to the lunch hour with special guest Drew. We're two Smokin J's, and this is episode number 11. By the way, guys.
11.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
We're on our
What
way.
number was the first episode I was on?
We actually
When I
started with an
closed my
episode
eyes
0. We fucked up on that, so it was a little confusing at first. Actually, it's funny you asked.
Because we
that.
lost one, right? So
Well,
we're really 12, right?
Yeah, we lost. There's a lost episode.
Ooh,
yeah.
mysterious. Lost
Yeah,
episode.
there is.
Ooh.
And today we are eating burgers from Bears.
Bears.
Yep.
Bears.
Bears. The Bears. Thank you, Justin, for picking these. Oh,
Yes,
so
thank you,
good.
Justin, for picking. And spicy cheese curds.
He wanted spicy too.
Yeah, I went
Two
spicy.
spicy.
Got the bean
Yeah,
names,
little
dude.
Two spicy
boys.
J's. And a D.
What?
Wow, we're two spicy J's.
Two spicy J's.
It says two Smokin J's.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
You'll get there. Well,
They dropped your bun on something. Looks like they dropped it
dropped it on the griddle.
yeah, they dropped on the just on one side.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. They gave me a little grill on top.
Just
Good
give
for
it a-
you.
Yeah, a little zap.
That's how they know it's spicy. This is the spicy one.
Yeah. They give a little bun, a little something extra. Justin, you got the
Just cheddar bake.
nice cheddar bacon.
Cheddar bacon burger.
Classic.
Is that
And-
onion straws on it? Is that onion
It's
straws?
bacon. Just
Really?
a bunch of bacon.
Bunch of like small cut bacon.
Oh, this is solid, but do we have any napkins?
Ooh.
Oh.
That, not a single napkin in there.
Well, there's napkins
I'll be
in
honest.
the cutlery.
There's the cutlery napkins.
I'll get it. I'll get it. Hey, so Elon Musk did a Sieg Heil at the inauguration.
You noticed that too, huh?
now that I'm off camera.
It's a Roman salute, and I just wanted people to. That's like one of my favorite quotes about it so far has been, in the last, 80 years.
You can just both of them. I mean, it's basically nothing.
Nobody has done that move on accident. There's not been a single person that has accidentally.
I've never
done that.
stumbled into a Nazi salute.
It was
Never.
a whole. It was a big deal. Tens of millions of people were killed during that conflict to determine that was not a socially suitable hand gesture.
Well, and I looked up. I did a bit of research. I looked up. So initially, I think back in like I think it was early 30s, maybe late 20s. We used to salute our flag that way. It was called the Bellamy salute, I believe.
Whoa.
Where you can look up and there are kids in schools and it's like Pledge of Allegiance and they're doing the thing. But World War II happened and they were like, we can't do that anymore.
And the guy Bellamy's like, damn it, dude.
I mean,
was a good salute.
It's whatever, it's certain, I don't know, however you want to, but there's just some things that it may not have started a certain way, but it unfortunately has ended a certain way. And even trying to give him like the benefit of the doubt, it's like, it's either worst case scenario, he's like actually a Nazi and is trying to sneak in Nazi shit and seeing what he can get away with. And we know he is a little awkward, but so socially awkward and just like inept to the point of just not knowing that
He's a
that
genius who's never read a history book one time.
It's like I try to give a benefit of the doubt, but it's really hard.
I mean,
Because that's crazy.
what are the supporters saying? Because I don't even know what the
They're
benefit
saying
of the
that
doubt would be.
he's autistic, so he's
Yeah.
socially awkward, and
Yeah.
he just doesn't know how to behave. So that's insulting to everyone. Sure. Like people with autism just don't know about.
Cut him some slack.
and that he meant it. That he just meant it as a normal gesture. And then I see this meme that's going around that's been like people on the left. That it's a still picture of them with their hand out like this, right? And it's like, but there's lots of ways to get your hand out over here. There's all kinds of ways you can get your hand in a picture over here. But he went like this,
right?
Which is a completely different thing. He did the whole salute, not just So like they're showing stills of somebody with their hand out like this, and it's like, dude, there's so many ways you could have gotten your hand here that are not doing
the entirety of the salute.
Salute, and that's exactly. I mean, he did the full gesture emphatically to his chest.
He did it twice.
He did
it once and then turned around, did it again.
For all the people in the back.
And then was like, and then
this heart goes out.
My heart goes out to you.
He's like, oh, that's what he meant. He just meant his heart goes out to you. It's like, man.
There's a lot of times I've said similar things like, hey man, like I feel for you, and it's normally like a. Nothing reaches. It's like the still of like the petting a child on the head. It's like calling a taxi, and then it's just like no, high-fiving someone. It's just like there's just a range that you just I don't know, man.
I mean, you could just like your hand could get out to this position in a lot of different ways that are not offensive, and to do the whole gesture, I think, and especially in that setting, like
of all the days, that
is just
days
of all times for all presidents. And
there's never a time to do it, but that's really
and the comments that they were booing previous leaders. This is clearly like we're the best and everything else is garbage, which is not democracy, right? That's just not a world any of us really want to live in, and the people that would tell you that the most are the people who lived in Germany between 1930 and 1945, and that roller coaster of really feeling like they needed to be represented by something that was that dark and troubling, but they really felt like it empowered them to, we're losing, we've lost all credibility, we've lost all self-respect, we've lost everything, we are the bad guys.
Yeah.
And then having decades and decades of like, literally nothing was funny. Like, it's like it became the joke of like the 80s and 90s was like German people are just sad and robotic and they have no sense of humor. Yeah, they're not allowed to laugh anymore. Yeah. Their hearts are all broken because what they all decided to do, which was think that they were better than you're better than everybody else. It's a slippery slope. It really is a dangerously slippery slope. And I'm not going to fall into the divisionary propaganda because that's really, I think, the most powerful part of it is like, okay, so the people that are ignorant to what they're really following, which is the majority of people, whether one side or the other, you're really not fully aware of most people are not that self-aware, so you're just following a herd of some kind. And so I'm not going to say every person that I know that might have been indifferent to that or might have been on the side of that argument is a Nazi. I'm not going to do that. And that's where I think that is the real tool of doing stuff like this is
you
divide
can't
people.
Paint broadly like that.
No, and so we gotta make sure we mitigate and don't conflate what one idiot person does with this kind of pedestal with all of our neighbors and friends.
Well said, sir.
True.
Well
that's
said.
really what they want. They want us to be yelling at each other.
Oh, absolutely.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
One way or the other, they want us upset. Mm-hmm. Yep.
It works. I mean, that does work.
Well, it's hard not to get immediately. That's your first reaction is just to want to be upset about it and like.
Well, you remember the hashtag Punch a Nazi movement that happened years ago?
I don't.
You don't remember that hashtag Punch a Nazi? You don't remember this?
When was
not that long ago. I mean, it's not that long ago.
I mean, I love the concept.
I mean, really, it should always be a hashtag, right?
Well, it didn't really need to be
trending.
It didn't need to be a hashtag. The problem with that one is you're trying to fight fire with fire, and you're not just fighting fire. You're fighting. Well, he really went for it.
Oh, he did. I thought he could handle this shit, bro. You should look at him.
Really went for it.
Look at him. Yeah. This is
like an old car starting in the
Now you gotta clear that stale shit out of there, man.
Yeah, that's gonna suck.
Yeah, go again.
Yeah.
Go again.
Come on.
Might as well get it over.
Come on. Don't get your lungs back. Go.
Don't get my lungs back.
Yeah.
Gross.
Gross.
It tastes gross the second time.
Yeah.
It's
'cause it's
stale.
stale.
Yeah. That's why you try not to leave any. Amateur.
Yeah, I fucked up. I was like, I'm gonna do a good one.
Now Drew's gonna. Now this is his
Who's
home
gonna
bong,
freaking
so
show
like
me up?
this is.
See, my home bong it stops here. It's right. It's there. So this just never happens. But I was like, Psh, your boy's got it.
Your boy's got it.
No,
Your boy didn't.
lungs destroyed.
Now I want to get after it.
Okay, we'll get after it. Okay, cash it out.
Yeah. Also, continuing on that,
Oh,
so
it's
many,
cashed.
so many
That would've been
bajillionaires on that dude's like close ilk of people.
Yeah.
It's like, man,
The media influence, the control that was up on that stage was ridiculous.
bro,
It was-
we're a fucking plutocracy, man. Like, we're owned and operated by the rich and wealthy, and like.
Was that what that word means?
Yes,
Plutocracy?
a government for like the rich. And then there's corporatocracy that is specifically like big corporations, which you could even say that.
I think that would be.
You
Fair
know,
to say, for
so it's
sure.
like it's just crazy. Everyone's like, I can't even. It's like I hear the word democracy and it's in one ear out the other because that's not what we are.
No.
it's not what we are. Period. So, and it sucks and it's kind of scary. Like, and for me, it's like I don't know how you guys do it with like kids because I'm fearful for myself, much less like having a child and having like an extended family.
Well,
You know?
this is where I really lean into optimism, and like I said earlier, like I'm not going to fall for the propaganda of division, and that's really what this is, because they know that if people come together, really, then their game is over, and it's over already. And when we talk about like progress and the fear of us falling into some dystopian hellscape, we already did that, and that's what it's hard to understand what part of history that you're in at the moment. But I firmly believe we've already experienced that hellscape.
Okay.
It's just tough for us to again imagine because we're in the middle of it. That hellscape was in the most recent times. What's going on in the Middle East currently is pretty bad. Pretty bad. You look at what's happening in Israel, Palestine, pretty bad. Like egregiously bad. But then you go back to like Vietnam and the Korean War and World War II and World War I. These wars have been so significant as far as technological advancement, barbaric strategies, and humanitarian war practices. The amount of death that has been waged on the surface of the earth in the last just 100 years. We have done more killing than every other war combined before that. Right, like the first Great War had killed more people than every other war before that combined. The World War II did even more than that, right? A lot more. And it keeps going, right? The ability to destroy and kill, we've gotten much better at because of these technological advancements and because of the growing population. But it's been insane. Like if you think about how terrible those situations were, that's really tough to imagine. It's tough to imagine it being worse than that. Right? Like trench warfare, World War I. Like imagine it being worse than that. Like that's tough to imagine. Mm-hmm. And when you look at like the last Renaissance, which is like 400 years ago, at this point, right? Like that was on the back of a bunch of really bad things. Mm-hmm. I think we've experienced that. I think we've experienced a bunch of really bad things. I think that
So we're due for a renaissance.
I think we're I think we're at the cusp of it. I think all this fear
Hell yeah.
of the purge, right? Like I remember those purge movies.
No, sure.
Right? Like we think it's gonna get that bad, where it's like everyone's just like, yeah, this is okay. And this is what we got to do.
Yeah.
And
All right,
like,
once a year.
and it's so insane. But I really think that that's part of the divisionary fear propaganda to make people think that that's a possibility because it's not really. When I think about my neighborhood, maybe in certain places there'd be enough chaos for shit to really seem that way, but it'd be temporary. My neighborhood, I know for sure. Like shit goes down, the grid goes down. We have no idea what's happening. I'm going to walk in my street. I'm going to see Rick. I'm going to see all my neighbors come out. We're all going to go, what the hell's going on? Okay, let's check on Miss Jean across the street, make sure she's okay. All the kids and moms, let's get that figured out. Dudes, everybody get your shit together. We're going to meet at the end of the street and have a little powwow about what we need to do. And let's just make sure everyone's safe. I mean, and that's where people fall. That's what made us all successful forever. The first... archaeological evidence for human civilization. This is not a question that I answered. This is a question, I can't remember who it was. A female anthropologist answered this question of what is the first sign of civilization? And her answer was a healed femur, right? Because a broken femur in the animal kingdom is death.
Sure.
If you have a broken femur, you're not recovering from that.
It shows somebody else had to help you do it too.
A group of people.
Yeah.
A group of people had to keep you alive, keep themselves alive, protect you for months, for several months, not expect you to do anything to contribute. And they were going to do all the work for you and make sure that you stayed alive.
Yep.
Because they valued you as an asset to their team. That's, I mean, at the core of it, that's what it is. Like, we got to keep this guy alive. He's too good at this, you know. And so, whatever we got to do for the next few months, let's get through this and keep him alive. And that's what we do well. I mean, the origin of hospitality, any kind of food service or retail hospitality, the origin of that is just wanting to make sure. I first started working in restaurants when I was like 18, 19 years old, and I developed this philosophy of like, why do I do? What's motivating me to do this? I want, at the most basic root of it is I want you to be alive, right? I'm giving you food. I'm saying I want you here, man. I want you to be here. I want you to see tomorrow. I'm giving you food because I want you to be here. You know, and when it's really good, then it warms your heart and your soul and all the other, you know, and your stomach. So it's everything.
How's the burger?
Fucking bitching, and thank you for getting it for me.
So now,
Yeah,
not only
but you brought it to
are
me.
Are you going to stay alive, but you want to be alive because it's so delicious. You want to eat it.
I want to be alive to get another one. But
I mean, I paid for it too. Don't make it seem like I just freaking walked it over to
that's
you.
why I said thank you.
Yeah, he goes, look, he goes like, you brought it to me. I'm like, I paid for it. I drove to get it.
I got
The cow out back.
Dude, yeah. But to answer your question, what Drew's saying is shit's always been fucked, but you have to foster the good. And like when shit is fucked, look for the people that are doing good. Look for the people that are laughing. Look for the people that are like helping. Look for all that kind of
doers,
stuff.
man.
The doers.
Yeah.
And like you can find good in any situation, and so it's easy to look at everything and be like it's all fucked. But like it's not. It's not.
It's
and
really
then-
not.
It's really
been
not.
better. It's better than it's ever been.
Sure. And so
right?
you just got to look for the right kind of stuff, and when you have kids, that's what you foster. You just try to make sure that they are influencing their world positively as they can, as well as you are. And if you're leading by that example and just like living like that, then you're doing the right thing. Because like shit's always been fucked, but you got to keep making babies.
And so it's gonna like the truths of all of this are hidden behind the facade of flags and nationality and all this. And it's become less and less effective, right? I mean, our parents' generation and their parents' generation. You know, if somebody didn't fully agree with the country and salute the flag and all that stuff, you beat the shit out of them. And now most of us are like, yeah, right. You know, like the majority of the people, with the exception of extremists on either side, are like, yeah, this is a circus, man. Like none of these people have any credibility. None of them. No, there's not a single politician. Again, aside from the extremists, there's not a single politician that people are just like, oh man, I love that guy.
I'm just gonna I'm not gonna go through one of those spells again.
Oh, come on.
I don't trust myself.
So what you do is you pull it in the chamber,
Let's just
then
show you.
exhale, and
Should we
then
show you? Do you want to show
then you
want us
inhale.
to show you? You don't need to. So I think what the problem you had
You're killing
was
me.
that you
Where's the
weren't
lighter?
gonna gonna clear it until the chamber got full.
Yeah, no.
Is what it seemed.
Yeah, I was
like.
gonna give her hell, dude.
But that's too much.
I
That's
thought I
too
had
much.
it. See, and I've done irreparable damage.
And now
I'll
it hurt-
feel
now it
feel
hurts.
this to the end of the day.
It hurts, huh?
I feel pretty bad.
Feel pretty bad.
Okay, to the fathers
To the fathers.
here. Yorb Sergio Mangione, whatever Luigi's dad's name is.
Okay.
You proud of your kid?
Oh shit.
He didn't do it. First of all.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
With that in mind, I don't even know how to answer this question.
But let's assume.
Okay. So for sure.
100% dead to rights.
So absolutely, he did it. No questions asked. He totally did it. And he's admitted that he's done it?
Yeah.
Well, if he admitted that he did it, then that's different.
And the question is, are you proud as a parent? Oh, bro. I mean,
As someone who's not a parent, hell yeah.
It's hard to
mean-
say yes because you don't ever want a life of incarceration or
Yeah,
anything
you
like
can't
that for your
turn
true.
your
kid.
life away.
Yes. Yeah,
Like, but if it
I'll
was
get
your
that
kid, fuck, hell yeah, dude.
Here's the thing. If it was my kid that had done that, I would have been like, why did you stop?
Why did you have to have the
I mean,
Big Mac?
because it's like because again, if you're gonna go
Yeah.
through this, you're gonna go to that extreme. You're gonna kill one of these guys. You killed a guy worth $45 million. It's a nice little start, but that's like that's not significant. That's not a big player. This is a small.
Yeah.
You wouldn't in the deck of 52, the top terrorists in the world. You know, the U.S. government does that. It's like would not even been in that deck. Would not even have made it into that deck at all.
It's the adage. It's like, hey man, if you're gonna do something, be the best at it. So
Well,
it's like,
I'm
hey
saying,
bro,
look, if you're
we're
gonna-
not even in the deck.
You're
At
telling
least get a fucking 4 or 5.
Yeah,
like,
right.
what are
I
we
mean,
doing?
Get a card. You
Yeah,
didn't get
yeah,
a card,
yeah.
not a face card. You didn't even go for one of the top dogs.
You didn't even go for like the card that you throw away. That's
you know,
like, buy
exactly.
more.
Oh, here's the rules.
right? If he would have, just because of the salute thing, I feel like it's even more appropriate. But if you would have shot Elon Musk, it'd been like, okay,
Like,
totally worth
Which
it.
of course we
That's-
don't.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that
Yeah,
you
we
should.
don't-
Anyone
no,
should
no,
do
no, no,
that.
no.
I'm saying a scorecard.
That I mean that
You're
guy's
saying
that
my
guy's
kid
an
would've
ace.
got
That
it.
guy's an ace.
That's an ace, right? That's a top. That's somebody
100%.
worth billions. That's a top
Yes.
player. And if you're trying to say that capitalism is bad, and that's what you're saying, really, is these insurance companies, all these people, that's a progeny of capitalism. And if you're trying to just defeat that market by killing people in it, then you should go for top brass. And if you're not going to, and if you didn't get top brass, where are you going to go? If you know,
you ain't first, you're last.
You should have gone for a higher target, kept going after other targets, or gotten out of there faster. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why'd you
That's
hang
the
your-
competitive.
You know,
That's the
Why
competitive.
did you hang around for a couple days? You could have gotten out of there. You could have blown town. You could have gotten out of there that day, and you didn't.
Did he not? I thought he like hit the road immediately.
No, he was not far away. He was playing like that day. He was like,
Bro, I'm
leaving.
pulling a full 24 hours behind the wheel. Like I'm getting
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, I'm getting
so far away.
as far as I can, as for as long as I can manage.
Because you're up north. I mean, you could have gone over.
Bro, coast to
you could have
coast.
You could have
Let's
gone over the
fucking go.
border. You could have gone to Canada.
Yeah.
Got to Canada. Get out of Canada to a whole other part of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if he did it, and it's possible that it wasn't Luigi Mangione. It's very possible that it was not this guy.
Sure.
You know, I mean, we did not get a lot of evidence of who it was. We got a couple pictures of a grinning silhouette.
And they said they found a bunch of shit in his car, but like.
But who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? They could say that. You have any way to disprove that?
No,
None of us do. That's the problem with any kind of oligarchical government that has this kind of power and wants to maintain the status quo. They can frame up anybody they want to.
Yep.
It's happened again and again.
And they need somebody to frame. Like if something happens, they need somebody, and they need them quick.
Amen.
Amen, brother.
Also,
Amen.
like the deep fake stuff,
Can I
right?
get the
Like the ability to just those pictures that they released. How easy would it have been for the technology that we know exists? How easy would it have been
Sure.
to just change that face?
Sure.
to the guy you need?
True. True.
I mean, I could do it. I'm shitty at that
Exactly.
stuff. Like,
So I mean, like that's not even remotely far fetched. Now you just have to have the motive to do it. Would somebody do that?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. We very easily can think, yeah, somebody in the government and would
Whatever
totally
reason.
Go, we got him. This
Yep.
is the guy.
Yeah.
And then who knows? The guy that got killed, they twisted it like, oh, this guy's a hero who's trying to make a moral assassination. But then also the guy that got killed also had screwed with some other people's money. I don't remember the exact details of it. but
Gotcha.
If we had a producer in here that had the computer pulled up to like, hey, fact check this real
Yeah.
quick.
Yep.
they'd pull that up. But he had messed with some other people's money, like real money, you know. And so it makes more sense that you mess with people that are billionaires of money, they'll kill you.
Yeah.
That's not far-fetched at all, right? And it makes way more sense that he was killed for those reasons than somebody, because once again, not even in the deck. If you were trying to assassinate somebody, like, you really trying to send a message to America or to the government or whatever, like, you take out somebody that's not going to be replaceable. That guy's...
Wasn't there like a?
They kept the meeting going after he got shot. They literally just kept the meeting going. They didn't even stop the meeting.
I thought he was like the figurehead.
No, they kept no, he's a part of it. He wasn't even that. I mean, like again, like you weren't even.
They're like a
killing,
moment of silence.
You weren't even killing the. You weren't even killing the owner of the company. Like it wasn't even like the person that's. You weren't cutting the head off the snake.
Yeah.
Right? Like and
Right.
so, it's really kind of a meaningless.
So let's bring this back and tell me like I'm your son.
You fucked up.
I know,
What were you
Dad, but I was
thinking?
trying to make you proud.
Why would that make me proud? How'd you even find out about this?
Because
guy?
you're always so upset about everything, and I just figured, I'd try to change the world.
I'm not that upset. I'm not that upset. I'm not upset about that. There's other things to be upset about.
Oh, sure.
Oh no, and I'm the fly on the wall, and I'm just going, oh no. At least be proud. Fuck.
That was fun. That was a little moment.
Your brother shot Reagan.
Oh fuck. Hinckley?
You always got to bring him up, Dad.
I'm just saying. Go for he went for a Reagan.
I'm never gonna be good enough for you. Never. Fuck.
Speaking of death, what's your favorite movie death?
Oh, well, I mean, immediately what comes to mind is the judge from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, wouldn't you say?
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one.
That is
yeah,
a good
because
one.
not only do you want him to
Christopher
die,
Lloyd?
Christopher Lloyd,
I mean, just
but he
And
has.
really, it's all there. You see, and obviously watching it this, and again after the first time, you see like you knew he was a tune all along.
Did you?
Because,
when I was a kid, I didn't.
Bro, but that's
When I was a
that's
kid,
the
I
thing.
definitely
That's the
didn't.
thing.
Yeah.
When you first watch it, you don't know.
Sure.
Right. But then,
then-
as you watch it again, you see him. He's constantly putting his glove on. When it drops on the floor, he backs away,
Oh, yeah.
scared. Where it's like, dude, if you're a guy, just fucking lay in it. What's the problem? And it's like, dude, it was all there.
Yeah.
And then, dude, he fucking,
Clues were
of our
right in front of you.
faces.
Yep.
you remember me?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that scared me. That scared me.
I know,
Like
yeah.
that gave me
So good.
nightmares for sure.
So
was
good.
definitely a very scary villain.
And his death was epic because I mean, the way he screamed
Yeah.
and just like the slow
Melted
like burn
away.
of it all, and then like and then like it just melts into this mask, and like, it's fucking great.
Yeah, that guy sucked.
My favorite characters in that movie, I feel like we talked about this.
Just
I don't know if it was on the podcast. Naturally, but
character.
the bullets in Eddie Valiant's gun when he like
Yeah.
busts him open, they're like, like Eddie Valiant. It was so great, man. Yeah.
Dude, and then even that, like one of them's like the Native American,
Yeah.
and it's like,
It's a-
oh,
Yeah, with the
it's like,
hatchet,
oh
he busts
my
that bottle.
God.
Oh, fucking great.
So
It's
dumb.
so fun.
Yeah.
But it's a product of its time, so hey, what are you gonna do?
That's true.
What are you gonna do?
That's true.
I mean,
I
it's
mean-
like a band of like banditos, like cowboys.
Yeah.
It
That's
makes
true.
sense. It's like
I
an
mean,
old Western cast.
There
you
are
know?
worse
It's
depictions
old
of a
cat.
Native American, I would imagine, than something like that, right?
True.
So I mean,
Dude, in a similar ilk of like wanting the person to die really bad, I loved, and it wasn't horrible, like melting, like horribly graphic like that, but the guy who played like the corporal or whatever his rank was in The Patriot that killed two of Mel Gibson's sons.
Yeah.
he
and
was
then
a
finally got-
Lucius Malfoy, wasn't it? Same guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Dude. Oh, that
Yeah, you
felt
want him to
so
get it.
good watching him get the business, man. And it
Yeah.
was just so.
You want him to get it pretty good.
Oh, dude, because it's you wanted him to get it the moment he got the first son.
Yep.
And then you think Heath Ledger's about to get it, and then he gets the business.
Yep.
My nightmare.
Yeah.
My nightmare. And then at that point, Mel Gibson's like, I will follow this guy to the ends of the
Yeah.
earth. Like, this man's gonna die.
Yeah.
And God, he
A real vendetta. And then, wasn't that the one where he melts down the little figurines into the bullet?
and then loads and has one. He has one more, and then looks and sees that it's not like normal round, but it's one from his son, and it's the last one, and he's fucking. Oh.
Makes me want to watch that again. Yeah. What about you, Drew? Memorable movie deaths.
It's a good one. It's a dark one. It's Man on Fire.
Wow, I'm not even recall. Is that a Denzel Washington?
Denzel.
Okay.
That one.
What did you just do?
That one?
Let's keep this freaking PG-13, please.
Was that the one?
No, I don't know. I don't think.
When he puts the C4 up that guy's beehole?
No, it's not that one.
Holy crap, dude.
Oh,
What
yeah.
you watching?
Dude, bro.
that's
It's
not
he
the one.
does it. He does it.
In what movie?
Man on Fire.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Denzel Washington does this and stuff. Ooh.
Yeah. So it's like he's going after human traffickers, basically.
Okay, so people
But
you want
he is
to die.
he's a guy that they're not real clear on what his background is, except for special forces, gray man.
Right.
But like a really good resume.
Yeah.
Like he's done a lot.
But he's developed a real bad drinking problem. He's severely suicidal.
Oh.
From what he's experienced, the loss he's experienced, and he takes a job as a personal bodyguard working for this family in Mexico City. And
This is starting to sound familiar.
yeah, and it's Dakota. What's her name?
Fanny.
It's Dakota Fanning.
She's-
Yeah, it's
baby.
one of her first roles.
Oh, okay.
She does a fantastic job. So he's hired to protect her in Mexico City, and there's
Okay.
been like this, all over the news.
I'm
thing.
remembering this, and he has like a redemption arc kind of thing where he like,
So in the beginning of the film,
yeah.
in the beginning of the film, he's having one of his nights where he's drinking a lot and he's having the suicidal things. He's like in his room by himself. And he's like laughing and crying and going through like this hysteria. And then he puts a 9mm pistol to his head, where the likelihood of misfire is like none.
right.
And he goes to pulls the trigger, and the bullet misfired.
but like
almost impossible.
has an indent on
Yeah.
it, so it's not like
It
the
did-
gun
the gun- the
malfunction.
gun- the
It
bullet- the
clicked
bullet-
and the
yeah.
bullet just
The
didn't
bullet
go off.
malfunctioned.
Oh man.
And so like the odds of it are like, 1 in a million. Like
Yeah.
it's like almost impossible. And so that gives him like, okay, shit, I guess I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah.
A little bit. I'm gonna try a little bit harder at this. And he develops a big relationship with the girl,
Yeah.
and he's, that's his purpose. He's guard dog, he feels totally committed to this. And then she gets kidnapped.
Mistake. Biggest fucking mistake.
Yep. And,
Yeah.
And so he goes on a personal vendetta against whoever is associated with this kind of crime, and he wins. He wins again and again and again. And then the spoiler alert, the big time spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
So if not the beehole, then what?
The
What's
big
your?
time spoiler alert is that. So what they find out is the person that got her kidnapped was her dad.
Of course.
So the whole
Okay.
time, because he was trying to launder money.
Right.
So what it was a money laundering operation. Basically, he was using his daughter to do it. Because the kidnapping, the money, right? So he was laundering money. He was associated with all this stuff. And so he was just laundering money. And he... Okay, so this is the spoiler. When Creasy finds him,
Okay.
finds out it's him, he confronts him, and he sits him down. He's done some brutal things, as mentioned, to anybody along the way to get information, to figure out where this girl is, to figure out who did this. And so now he's what he's capable of.
Right.
And he goes to the dad and he sits down. They have this huge mansion, right? And he sits down in this room and he's like, he knows it's him. He basically gives him this very moving speech, and then pulls out his pistol, sets it down, takes that same bullet out, and is like, this is the bullet I used to pull the trigger on myself.
Hey.
If there's some divine justice, maybe, and he just like leaves it there and walks out, and as he's walking out, you hear the gun go off, and it's like, that's awesome.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better than the butthole. Better than the butthole for sure. I could have sworn it was the butthole. I could have sworn.
That's the most
think so.
memorable
No, I
one,
think-
right?
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
that's way more
Yeah,
poetic.
he had he was trying to get information out of him.
Yeah.
And so he had put C4 up his ass. It's a really funny like the way he's talking to him about the way Denzel's talking to him
Dude,
about it.
not a shred of emotion.
No,
Couldn't give a fuck.
And he's just talking to him, trying to get this information, and then he's like, he does get the information, it still blows him up.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah. By the
He's
way,
like, all right,
this
man,
shit."
cool. See you later. And he's like, have a nice life. What's left of it, and
Yeah.
just fucking
For
walks
the next
off.
10 seconds of your miserable existence.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one for
It
now.
is. It is
Classic.
a great action film where you feel justified and vindicated for rooting for all the bloodshed.
And you want it to all go down. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love those.
Oh, dude, bro, the ending makes me cry every time.
seriously.
Makes me cry every time, dude.
Very moving.
Oh, I gotta go back and rewatch.
You should.
For
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
All right. Well,
Oh, Denzel don't miss.
I haven't seen
He's
this.
he's damn good. Real good.
old Denzel.
I do
Dude,
love
even
that
as
he's-
parents, John Q.
Yeah, fantastic.
John Q. Kind of
I'm
similar.
trying to remember John Q.
His son needs a heart.
Dude, kind of similar to Luigi, but without killing people. His son needs a heart transplant, and they're not on the list and their insurance won't cover it, and they're too poor. So Denzel goes in and like chains the door shut and is like, "You're gonna fucking give my kid a heart."
You're gonna do it right now.
Yeah, and he's like, "We're gonna find it, talk to track it down the list, get it here," and it's this whole thing. And then I guess again we're just spoiling everything now.
Spoiler.
They end up getting one, but he goes to the point of he's gonna kill himself, and he's like, "I'm gonna kill myself, and you're gonna take the heart out of my body, and you're gonna put it in my kid."
Yep.
It's this whole thing, but they end up getting the heart.
Wow.
But yeah, dude. And he says, what they send in a guy to try to kill him, and then he gets him and puts him outside, and then does this whole speech in front of everybody, and then he's like, "I'm not gonna bury my son. My son's gonna bury me." And like everybody's cheering this dude on. Like everybody behind the cops is like, "Fuck yeah, man!
Yeah.
You get him!" And he becomes like a hero. He becomes a hero.
Because it's like a no-brainer. It's like it's one of the most basic things ever is doing whatever it takes for your kid, you know. If everyone did that, we'd be all right.
Yeah, Denzel's good.
Denzel.
Denzel's good.
Denzel.
I didn't know you like to get wet.
Dude. Memorable death.
That's a good one.
Man, like that is the like if you look up like peer pressure or like the influence that he puts on that on Ethan Hawke, like it is uncomfortable to sit through. It is like
Oh,
man,
it's really incredible.
Master manipulator.
oh, throughout the whole movie, and it yeah, cracked me up.
I like when Ethan Hawke is in the bathtub like this, and there's a shotgun on his face. That's just such a like visceral scene. Like, oh my god,
It sucks.
Yeah, and that one guy's just like, "You ever hid your shit pussy?"
oh god, just pull the trigger, man.
Dude, I'm not, bro. It just killed me. I would, my heart would explode in my body. I would just what? Flat.
I don't know what happened. He just like
Dude, yeah, the fact that he stayed conscious through that is pretty remarkable.
He has been through police training.
That is true.
training.
I'm sure they do the bathtub shotgun in the academy.
That's 101. Here we go.
You're gonna need this, boys. Awesome. I think that's probably, I don't know, about time. Seems about time. Do we have a
I
time?
think we covered it all, really.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted
else
to, we
is there
could
to
go
talk
like
about?
5. We could go like 5-10 minutes. Like from when we, if you wanted to keep going, we could go.
I mean, it's
like
up to you guys. I mean, what are we talking about?
That's a great question.
I've done a lot of weed smoking,
We have done some bong rippage.
bong rippage, and joint
Favorite
smokings
color?
and
Green.
purple. That's it today. It'll change. What about you, big dog?
blue.
Blue. God.
But I guess I'm maybe kind of in between blue and green because I do kind of like a turquoisey type
Okay.
of like if we're gonna put it at a, I like that more than like a dark blue. So
More than like the navy.
oh yeah, navy blue can fuck off.
Yeah, we should be really
kiss my
opinionated
ass,
about
dude.
colors,
Yeah,
right?
this is where we draw.
But what
the
if that
fucking
was the
line.
division line? You know,
Yeah.
that's what we were fighting over. These goddamn
Yeah.
oranges.
Fucking turquoisers.
Just
Whoa.
got.
And you have to dress in
You
your like
can't.
color.
And for this joke just to continue to work, there are certain colors we cannot pick.
That is true.
I just.
Yeah.
So it's clear.
Well, yeah, if we're gonna start throwing out names and creating fake,
Green, go for green.
Yeah.
Greens
However
are
you
all
want to.
good to
Yeah, yeah,
go.
yeah.
Oranges, hit them up. Purples, yeah.
Purple all day.
Hit 'em to the wall.
Blue, I think we're safe.
I think we're safe on blue.
Yeah, there's not a lot of Smurfs running around, but
I think that might red. Well, no.
yep,
No,
yep,
can't be red.
yep. Options are somewhat limited.
Okay.
Chartreuse.
Yeah, sure. Mauve.
Yeah,
there we go.
yeah. Periwinkle.
Blue? Is periwinkle
Yeah,
blue?
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
blue. It's like a light blue.
Oh yeah. Nailed it.
Periwinkle blue boys.
Periwinkle blue. That was a solid bit there, guys.
You can't.
Old John Jacob
You
and
can't make
Jingleheimer
comments
Schmidt.
about how good the content is while you're
While
making
it's happening. Okay.
We'll just cut that out.
Oh, that's.
We'll just here's what we'll bleep that out, and it's like you just said something atrocious.
You can't say that, Josh.
I can!
I say what I want.
Good times. Good times. Okay. We're going to wrap it up.
Well, thanks for having
Thanks so
me.
much for being here once again. Yep.
Yes.
Thank you.
And things are changing.
Yeah, we're making some progress. We're
Making progress.
progress. Chair will be upgraded this week. We'll have more cameras and but yeah, the curtain.
Fog machine.
We should definitely have a fog machine.
Yeah.
Lasers.
Lasers.
Oh my God. Lasers.
We're going to do it up right.
Yep.
All right. Two Smokin J's. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Vote.
Oh, God.
MoGreenway.com.
No way. There's no
vote.
way. No
Yeah,
way. There's no way. This is already
MoGreenway.com.
gonna be past it.
Best dispensary.
We've already won by
best
then.
community outreach.
No, already won by then.
Best
Yeah.
brand design.
Yeah. This will be
Best
after-
loyalty rewards.
Yep.
Best retail manager.
There's no way. There's no way I'm gonna edit this before then.
Oh,
No way. I was a special favor.
please.
Please.